Hi everyone, today I will show you inventors killed by their own inventions. Some people made contributions to humankind, but they would have never thought that their own creation would be held accountable for their last breath. Since the beginning of human consciousness, we have been inventing things all the way. People like Thomas Alva Edison and Graham Bell have given invaluable gifts to us that we now take for granted. All the things came into existence because we felt their need. Hence, the phrase "need is the mother of invention" is said. While some inventors were celebrated on the world stage, some of them didn't even get a chance to fill the last load of air in their lungs. That was because of some technical flaws that came up while their creation was in the testing phases. Death is inevitable for us, but it is sad that these inventors died because of their own inventions. 1. Franz Reichelt. On February 4, 1912, Austrian-born French tailor Franz Reichelt climbed to the top of the Eiffel Tower in a wingsuit of his own design. The tailor had told French authorities he planned to test the suit using dummies, but upon his arrival at the tower, he announced that he would make the jump himself. His friends tried to dissuade him, citing wind speed and other factors, including previously unsuccessful attempts with dummies, but Reichelt was not moved. He would not use a safety rope or any other precautions. "I want to try the experiment myself and without trickery, as I intend to prove the worth of my invention," he told journalists. Newspapers described the suit as only a little more voluminous than ordinary clothing, that, when extended, resembled a sort of cloak fitted with a vast hood of silk. To release the parachute, which had a surface area of 320 square feet and a height of 16 feet, Reichelt merely had to extend his arms out so his body was in a cross position. By 8:22 a.m., Reichelt was at the top of the Eiffel Tower. He adjusted the suit and, facing the Seine, tested the wind direction by tossing a scrap of paper off the edge. Then, he placed one foot on the guardrail and, observed by 30 journalists, 2 cinematographers, one up top, and one of the ground, and crowds gathered below, jumped. The parachute folded around Reichelt almost immediately. He plummeted for a few seconds before hitting the ground 187 feet below, leaving a crater 5.9 inches deep. His injuries were gruesome. In its April 1912 issue, Popular Mechanics reported that his body was a shapeless mass when the police picked it up, and the tailor was dead by the time onlookers reached him. An autopsy later determined he died of a heart attack during his fall. 2. Thomas Midgley, Jr. Thomas Midgley Jr., an American engineer and chemist, developed additives for gasoline as well as CFCs, and was awarded over 100 patents in his lifetime. When he contracted polio at age 51, he applied that inventor's spirit to his impairment, creating a system of strings and pulleys that would make it easier for others to lift him out of bed. In 1944, when he was 55, Midgley became entangled in the ropes and was strangled by them. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like it and to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. 3. Henry Smolinski. Engineer Henry Smolinski wanted to create a commercially viable flying car, so he quit his job at Northrop and started Advanced Vehicle Engineers. In 1973, the company built 2 prototype vehicles called Avenue Mazars, by fusing the rear end of a Cessna Skymaster airplane, which could be attached and detached from the car, with a Ford Pinto. The Chimera vehicles were due to go into production in 1974, but on September 11, 1973, Smolinski and his friend and business partner Harold Blake were killed when the wing strut detached from the vehicle during a test flight. Bad welds were responsible for the crash. 4. Carol Soucek. An invention demo turned out to be a fatal death show when Carol Soucek rolled down from the roof of Houston Astrodome in his self-made shock-absorbent barrel. He was to land in a water tank kept 180 feet below, but the barrel hit the rim of the tank, causing fatal injuries to him. This was not the first attempt made by Carol to demonstrate his barrel. The Canadian stuntman also went over Niagara Falls in the year 1984. It cost him around $46,000, including the fine he had to pay as he didn't obtain a license to perform the stunt at Niagara Falls to popularize himself and talk to an investor for the funding. The Houston stunt he performed was to convince the investment corporation that his self-boasted stunt was not a one-time act. 5. William Nelson. On October 3, 1903, 24-year-old General Electric employee William Nelson took the new motorized bicycle he had invented out for a test spin. He fell off the bike on a hill and died instantly. According to the New York Times, Nelson was regarded as an inventor of much promise. 6. Valerian Ivanovich Abakovsky. Valerian Abakovsky was just 25 when he invented the Aerowagon, a high-speed rail car equipped with an aircraft engine and propeller traction, which was designed to take Soviet officials to and from Moscow. On July 24, 1921, a group of communists, including Abakovsky, revolutionary Fyodor Sergeyev, and 4 others, took the aerocar out for a test run. The vehicle successfully made the trip from Moscow to Tula, but on the way back, it derailed at high speed, killing 6 of the 22 people on board. 7. Max Valier was one of the earliest humans to foresee potential in rockets. He founded the German Verein für Raumschifffahrt, Spaceflight Society, which people could regard as an initial motivation to 20th-century space trips like the Apollo moon mission. Valier created rocket-powered cars between 1928 and 1929 with Fritz von Opel. The Spaceflight Society focused on the idea of liquid-fueled rocket vehicles. Valier also tested one liquid propulsion-based rocket car. In 1930, Valier died at the age of 35 when there was an explosion in his experimental setup. Without any safety measure, he was sitting in front of a combustion chamber testing a combination of kerosene mixed water with oxygen. After 2 successful trials, his adrenaline rush motivated him to go for a third, and literally, the last trial. 8. Horace Lawson Hunley. Hunley was a Marine engineer in the Confederate States of America. He was the inventor of the first war submarine. During a routine test, Hunley, along with a 7-member crew, sunk to death in a previously damaged submarine H.L. Hunley, named after Hunley's death, on October 15, 1963. The submarine was later reused in the successful sinking of the USS Housatonic in 1964.